What can this world do to you? This world wants to destroy Christians. They want that to be gone. There's actually government things right now, things that are trying to be passed through our government right now that would take away the Christians' rights as far as what we believe. Where are you going to stand? Something just hit me when I was preparing for this. It's not going to be popular. It's not going to be the shouting kind of thing. But in fact, some of the things that I may say in the next few minutes, you may think, well, Pastor, you've lost it. But just bear with me just for a few minutes. I'm concerned that today in the church, we've heard so many messages about God's miracle working power, God's healing power. Do I believe in miracle working power? Yes. Do I believe in healing power? Do I believe in providing power? Do I believe in delivering power? Yes, I do. That sometimes we take it for granted when things don't turn out the way we want or we expect. Amen? How many times have we prayed in this church and people have been healed many times? But I prayed more times for healing and people didn't get healed than have got healed. Come on now. Let's just be honest today. I've prayed and expected God to do things over the years, and I've seen His hand move mightily in a lot of those. But there's sometimes those prayers don't get answered. Come on now. We okay? Amen. I believe we take it for granted that God's going to heal every sickness. Come on now. We take it for granted He'll meet every financial need. I think we take it for granted that He's going to open every prison door and direct us in the path that we should need to go on. We take it for granted that He's just going to do it. Put back together a marriage that's broken. We take for granted a lot of times these things. But sometimes God don't heal. Come on now. Sometimes God don't come through with a miracle. Come on now, be with me today. Come on. Sometimes He don't repair that broken home. Sometimes He does not provide that financial relief that you desperately need. And my question is not popular today and not often considered, but one that has to be asked walking into 2024. What will you do if the answer is no? Oh, it's easy to worship on the mountaintop. It's easy to shout praises when everything's good. It's awesome to shout when all your bills are made. It's awesome when you shout because you got food on your table and your power bill's paid. It's awesome when everybody's healthy in your family. But what if the answer is no? What are you going to do? What will you do if the answer is no? What will you do if God does not deliver the way you want it? What will you do if God does not heal that sickness? So sometimes we become so conditioned to the fact that God will always say yes, that we don't know what to do when He says no. Come on now. But today, it may serve us well to take stock in our experience and say, I know God can heal. Does anybody know that God can heal? Come on, does anybody know that God can heal? Does anybody know in here that God can put back together a home that's been broken? Does anybody believe that? Does anybody believe that a marriage can be put back together? Does anybody believe that He can deliver? Does anybody believe that He can remove you from alcohol and drugs? Does anybody believe that? Praise God. Praise God. But if not, I'm still going to serve Him? As we prepare for His coming, we must decide. When things get bad, are we going to quit, stop, whine? Or are we going to continue to move forward? Come on now. See, this text today, I've preached this so many times over the years. I preached about the 4th man in the fire, the courage of 3 men in the favor of God. I've preached many things. But this really stuck out to me huge right this time. But it's not. It's a simple statement with only 3 words. 3 words. We know that God is able to deliver us out of the fiery furnace. We know that God can send angels from heaven to bear us up and out of the crowd. We know that God can kill each and one of our persecutors and our enemies. We know that the same God that opened up the depths of the Red Sea where they could travel across on dry land, we know He can save us from this furnace. We know. We just know that our God is able to deliver us, O King. We know that our God is able. No matter what we go through, is your God able? I could go from family to family in this church and just speak on what God has done in your life, faced with all kinds of terrible things that you went through, and He showed up just in the nick of time. Amen? How many in here believe that God has moved in their life to where they know that God is real and He has moved? Amen. We all have seen and felt that. But if not, I'm still going to trust Him. But if not, will we trust Him as a church? But if not, will we keep representing Christ to our friends and our neighbors? But if not, will we continue to say, our God rules? If not, are we willing to say that if not, we can still do the same things we did when we knew He was going to do it? This statement was made before, and the outcome would be, for all they knew, these 3 boys, for all they knew, this was their final words. Amen? They didn't know. At this moment in time, that could have been the final words they said in this world. To King Nebuchadnezzar. For all they knew, they were writing their own death sentences. Amen? For all they knew, they would wake up in glory in just a few minutes. Where are we at today? Are we in that same mindset? Will we cower down? Will we let whatever happens, happens? But as these men were saying this, these 3 young guys, it's like they were saying this. Oh, King, just in case we die in that furnace and don't get a chance to tell you again, let me make ourselves perfectly clear. Come on now. We've got to look at the circumstances, the situation that we face in this world, and we've got to be bold about how we speak into these things. Yeah. Oh, King, let me be clear. Oh, Satan, let me be clear. Oh, White House, let me be clear. Oh, government officials, let me be clear. Person down the street, let me be clear. We will never bow down to that graven image. We will never serve your God. We will never forsake our experience with God because He's changed my life. We will never turn our backs on God. Somebody needs to hear that today. I don't know what tomorrow holds. Is this okay preaching today? I don't know what tomorrow holds. I don't know if anybody else that does. I don't know if God's going to heal me or not. I don't know if God's going to deliver me or not. I don't know if God's going to meet my financial need or not. But I stand here today in the pulpit at Longview Church of God and say this. But devil, just in case I don't ever get another chance to tell you this, I say it one more time. If I know my God's able, but if He doesn't, I'm still going to worship Him. I know God can, but even if He don't, I'm still going to serve Him. If I die in that furnace, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'll just wake up shouting in heaven one day. Amen. Amen. I've told people this before. Everybody kind of looks at funny at times. And this last year's really pushed my thinking and my expectations and stuff. But no matter what we face,